Yo, I just got a. Oh my gosh, the boy, I can't even speak on this. Holy uptrend from the 12Z. 12Z. Look at the 12Z compared to the 18Z. That's like all the members. Like, what is this? Let me zoom in. But, whoa. Holy members. But like basically all of them curve out to C though. That's a bit concerning, but I also gotta watch that and these two, honestly. We definitely need to watch that. That's crazy though. I was not expecting this from the 18Z at all. I'm not speaking on this, but since like basically all the members are showing this, I feel like there's a very decent chance that this could happen. It's only one run though. This can't exaggerate, but it's crazy. It's never done this. Okay, let's look at our 18D because I want to deliver you the latest data. The ECAIE has the same kind of thing, but it has like kind of a Cat 1 though. So yeah, this is crazy. Like, oh my. Bermuda definitely needs to keep watch on this. This is concerning for them. Did Aaron even hit Bermuda? I feel like it did. But the GEFS 18Z is not trending. Like, the GFS does not want that to happen. Like, look, they don't want anything to happen. Let me compare that to the 258. That. And then this monstrosity. I don't think... I'm still not... Because this is the first model that it's done this to, but... I'm gonna, start having opinions on it when, this shows again on the next model, if it shows. Because I don't want to get my opinion out there yet, because it'll probably be too unrealistic, so. Latest from the National Hurricane Center, they've highlighted this same storm system right here into a 20. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think this is going to be cristobal 92. 92? Okay, besides the GD references, this is the main concern right now. So, yeah. Let's go to the tropical tidbits. Okay. Let's go to our GFS. I'll show you the GFS opinions. The Euro 18Z won't come out till like 9. And on pivotal weather, I need to have like the premium, so I don't have that. But the GFS doesn't show that. The GFS is like the GFS model as well. It doesn't want that, but I think that I don't even think anyone should watch this, honestly. So, yeah. And let's see if there's gonna be high pressure. Let's check if there's gonna be a high pressure. Because I feel like I can get a good idea on the GFS. I'll have to look at the Euro, and if not, I don't have to do Google search. So once a high, like around that time, because there's the low right there. I feel like the Euro 18Z is gonna. I won't even be able to get that far out though. Because that comes off after 144, so the 18Z won't even give me any data. Okay. Oh, we gotta look at where Bermuda High. What day was it again? The 22nd. And coordinates. Wait, I got it. That's only 11 days out. So this could drive that into the US because some put it concerningly close. So I think it's honestly that Bermuda High that's playing some impact on this. But this is some weird run. I don't think this could happen, but if all members are showing it, because if it's usually a few, like a handful, I'm not going to have thoughts on it, but this is like almost all of the member base, so I feel like I have to, so I feel like we need to pay close attention to this. Because I've never seen this many lines of hot pink before like this. So, okay. Let's see if we can get a better response. So this is what's gonna drive this system a little bit closer, cause like about half put it here, half put it out there. That's what's gonna drive it closer. Okay, yes, this cause the Euro, cause this is like one of the Euro models, I think. No, this is one of the Euro models, I think. How's it there? Let me look at the 12Z, cause the Euro 12Z doesn't have a lot. Let me go out to like 330. I mean, I don't know, it could end up like, because these two are like trending it high, so this just raises my suspicions and concerns even more. And this isn't something we just need to watch, this is something we need to like pay close attention to and deeply examine what could happen. That's still on Monday 18Z. Those runs don't get through till like 9, so. Alright, so let's look at the GFS and then we're going to get to our main concerns in the US mainland. We're just talking about the tropics right now. So yeah, GFS wants that low right there to spin off. Let's look at our wind shear. Because there must be like 0 wind shear if all of those are going to show hot pink. There's going to be like, yeah. This is the high right here. That's going to drive the systems close to the coast. And that high is likely to stay intact. Because, hold on. I don't want to do that. So you see the high. That high's been consistent except there's one run where the low's there. So for the past couple runs, the high's been like, kind of consistent. So it's good for storm chasers like me. Yeah, it just shows our 10-12 low. Okay, so yeah. Let's look at the icon real fast and then we'll go to the US mainland. So I think this is going to be cristobal since that is the main concern and this is kind of just going to die out. So yeah. And then we have this random system behind it that we need to pay close attention to. Let's look at the Canadian. Canadian doesn't really show it. It mainly, yeah, you see that little spin twist right there. Let's look at the Vort. No, it doesn't have the, yeah, it does. You can see a little twist like right here. Pay attention to like right here. Just keep your eyes on it. You can see it twisting, and you see kind of another system right there as well. That could get going. You see that little low. Okay, so we're gonna look at our CFS winter real fast. So it's gonna want it about 5 degrees, 5 Celsius below. And this is kind of for the US. It's basically gonna be cool for much except the extreme northeast. February is gonna be just above average precip for southeast and kind of about the east coast. This has been trending again, like it's been like a trend. It's gonna stay above average for a while, even though El Nino is gonna be gone, but still. May is gonna be a wet month for this region. Alright, let's actually get to it. So first off we're gonna go over this right here. Monsoon risk right there and some severe storms. Let's look at the storm prediction center real fast. So this is our risk right here, enhanced. Let's go to the 12th. risk right there. I do not think these regions are going to get much, and something to watch right there. Now let's go to our day 3. Still something here. Basically all of the US is covered in at least a thunderstorm. Just don't pay attention to that. Did I type it wrong? Is there not a day 4? Oh, it's because there's no area. Makes sense. Probability too low. There we go. That's kind of the storm prediction center for you. Alright, so let's look at our temps. Let's just go over. There's ones right here. Storms right here. Sorry, my mom was in here. Okay. There's something to watch right there, but this is way too far out. Not even like there's a high settling over the Great Lakes region, but nothing to watch right here. So yeah. Now let's look at our temperatures. So cold front settling. It's gonna be 50s for much of the US and 40s for the north. 60s for the south, with a decently low high temperature of afternoon, with possibly even 60s in some regions of South Carolina and Georgia. Some 60s for afternoon temps. 50s all the way down to like 33, all the way down to about like Birmingham latitude. 50s all over Tennessee, 50s all over Kentucky, 50s all over West Virginia. Might even get some 40s in here in southern parts of Missouri and Illinois and the other states. Might sneak in a few 50s, or even a 40, or even 40s if you're lucky. Cool day for North Carolina. Other ones want it to be hot, but you go from 54, 92, 94, 78 to 110. Like what is this? And then you get here and it's like 50 degrees. Like, holy. On 25th, it's even colder. You're even going to have some 40s compared to 90s. Like, dang. That's crazy. Let's look at all of North America, actually. Warm front settling over the territories of Canada. That was my cat. Very warm for Alaska. Alaska's gonna be above average. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got warm. Alaska's gonna be hot for pretty much all of it. So if you're in Alaska, just be prepared for this heat. You might even have lower 60s for a low some days, honestly. While Russia is just hanging on to those freezing temps for a high. Like, go from like 83 to like, or go from like 80 to 35. So that's kind of the temperatures. Let's look back at North America again. Now let's go back to like more temperatures, more recent temperatures. Alaska gonna be hot like normal. Georgia, freaking hot, like normal. This is actually not normal heat. This is actually freaking torture. Make sure not to go outside. Don't touch grass on the 17th if you're in this region. Do not touch grass that day. And lows are only going to get to the 80s. More hundreds. This area we might need to watch for a heat wave. They've been consistent on it, kind of, so we might need to watch that. More 90s, 100s basically everywhere. Intense heat wave. And then you get your 50s. So this is your weather. Let's see what the Euro thinks on this. I do not think it's gonna agree with these cold blasts though. I might get some 60s, but lows still gonna be in the 80s for the deep south. It's like normal summertime stuff. You might even get to the lower 70s if you're lucky. Highs still in the hundreds. Hundreds for basically all of the south. Might get 80s for a low like normal. And that's a little tropical system right there. You can see it in the temp. Cooler. So even upper 60s, you might even see some of those. Wow. Let's look at the AI GFS. I don't usually use this model. I just use it just to see what it offers. Hundreds everywhere, kind of agreeing in the other models. Hundreds, more hundreds, even more hundreds, and 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 less hundreds. Yeah, like I said, don't go outside. You're probably gonna get a severe heat stroke. Heat in this is probably like 115 or something like that. Cools down, but still, I mean, where I live in Statesboro, I'm not gonna go a day without. I'm basically gonna go straight a whole week with 100. Like, I'll get lucky if I'll get lucky if I'm below 95. Honestly, we don't get a single day where it's below that. Like, we're gonna be like, this is not normal August heat. This doesn't happen every year. Usually we expect some 60s this time of year, but I don't want whatever the AI GFS. Let's look at the Canadian. Heat. More heat. Even more heat. Icon. More heat. Even more heat. Even more heat. More heat. Now that tomorrow's not going to be as hot as it's going to be, you're going to want to enjoy tomorrow before it gets torture. Alright, let's look at our NAM. Might get some thunderstorms right there. Lows in the 80s. Lows in the 80s. Lows in the 80s. And 90s just like normal. And let's go to the 12K. Because it has out the 84. The 3K only has 60. Lows in the 80s. Upper 80s for no, it's still lower 80s, but still. Lows in the 80s. Lows in the 80s. Lows in the 80s. Normal type stuff. So yeah, let's look at the 500 millibar. have to zoom out to get a better look on this. Let's look at the 500 millibars in MSLP. High pressure just sitting, causing all this heat. It's just gonna be highs. And you'll have that cold front that gets through. There's a high suppressed to the Great Lakes, like I already went over. So, snowfall, just like normal. Dang, even Quebec is getting in some snowfall. Dang. Let's look at Southeast Canada just to see like what's happening there. So get into okay, so it looks pretty cold. You're getting a lot of single digits, like a low single digits, like a 2 or 3. Getting cold all the way basically down to the 50th parallel. Almost down to the States. But it doesn't bring the cold air quite down to the States. You might sneak in a couple 30s, maybe. Let's see what that is in Fahrenheit. You might sneak in a couple lower 40s, actually. 30s if you're lucky. So, 50s, dang. Girl, you'll be lucky if you get that. That's kind of it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And I will be watching the tropical, and I'll be watching the tropics throughout the next 24 hours. So, bye, chat. Hope you enjoyed.